Welcome to Mercy's Designs. My name is Mercy and I demonstrate Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm going to show you this really cute card. So on the front it looks cute, you know, but when you open it up, this is where the magic happens. This is called an inside out card and it stands up. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see this better. So it stands up and you have all these little stuff that sticks up. So I think it's really adorable. And then on the back, I have an area for the message. So I got this idea from Sam at Mixed Up Craft, and I thought this would be adorable using the Nothing Better stamp set. So with my next card, I hope to make a few improvements. I've changed a few of the colors, and I'm using a different pattern from the Playing with Patterns DSP, which is beautiful. So I will get started with showing you my little template. I was thinking, how could this be, you know, this simple as she showed it, but it really is. So I just quickly slapped this together. It's two pieces of 4 1/4 by 5.5. So you'll need 2 layers like this, and then you will need your message layer. So I have that, and this is embossed with Vellum. So I use the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder for that, and I think it's just beautiful, and it goes against all beautiful. It goes especially well against pastels. So this is the pattern I chose. But the first thing we need to do is score these and score a 1/2 inch. So this is just super simple. All right, so I'm bringing in my trimmer, and I love using this as a scoreboard. I find it you don't have to worry about getting out of the groove and that sort of thing with scoring. So a 1/2 inch there, and then the second 1/2. This fun fold is just super easy. The other thing you'll need is some pieces of window sheet, and they have to be fairly sturdy, and Stampin' Up's is pretty good. It maybe could be thicker, but I think if I modified mine, I didn't stick it all the way up through the circle, so it's a little floppy with the heavier weight one. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly burnish my score lines here, and then we can start building. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have already cut some window sheet pieces. So here they are, and I've got them cut primarily at a 1/2 inch by, I'm just checking my measurements, 2 3/4, with 2 of them, or at least 1 of them, longer. Another thing that would be handy is some heavy-duty tape. Your tear and tape probably would work, but I want to be extra sure, and something that's non-stick. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this. This is used for the Stamparatus. It's gotten a little dirty, but it does clean up nicely. So that works well. All right, so what we want to do, I'm going to show this in here, is see how this stands up. Well, I opened it up. So when you're building this, you want to have, I'm just trying to really demonstrate this. I use temporary adhesive on this one side. So this is your inside, so you want them to be sticking up behind here, okay? So I'm just going to flip this over real quick. So behind here, so what I'm going to do is flip this forward temporarily and add my heavy-duty tape. So you could do each individual one, but I kind of found this to be pretty simple. All right, I'm just getting my snips here. Right, there we go. And I'm going to add a tiny, tiny piece at the very end, because I kind of missed that. And I've gone ahead and stamped all the images. Now, I had one unfortunate discovery, which made me extremely sad. With my stamp set, I'm actually missing the coffee cup outline. And so I improvised and actually drew it out on mine. And the other thing I wanted to point out is, you know how with the reversibles, they're now putting it on the stamp set, printing it? I love that. It's so much more convenient. So what I've done here is I have actually just taped it to the back of my die. So I have my dies here. I put the cover for my dies on that side. Love you more. And I just slide it down in here, and then I match them up this way. So I thought you might appreciate that little tip. I just tape it down. Okay, so we digress. Let's bring this back in. Now, we are going to have 5 little strips. So what you do not want is to go beyond your seam. So I'm just going to put this here. I may have to trim some of them. So my short ones would be the ones right next to it. So you can actually just probably, yeah, I think I can get away with one of them that is, well, here I think I have one that's a little longer. So yeah, this one's slightly longer. So I'm just going to divide this in half. And it's hard with this lighting, even for me. It's probably impossible for you to see. And I'm going to stick this here. I'm not going to be putting it down too hard because I'm not sure, you know, I want to space them pretty equally. Okay, so now I have more of these, and these are going to be longer, and they are going to be like about a 1/4 inch from the ends, because we don't want anything to hang over, and I may have to trim these further. So I kind of just do this by feel. I could be more technical about it, but technical, it can be overrated. So you can see you can pull it off. That one I didn't have quite centered, so I'm just going to put it right there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that real well. I wish you could see it better. But what I do need, since I have that adhesive, I need something non-stick. So even though the table is fairly non-stick, I don't want to take a chance. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start building my little pieces. So what I need is, I've already colored as I promised. I'm going to have the cocktail. I'm going to have a coffee cup. And this one I had done in crumb cake, a chocolate chip, and finally the chocolate. So I'm going to have 2 of each. So I'm going to speed this part up because you can pretty much tell, and of course my words. So with my words, I have this one, and I don't know if you can see how much darker this is. And what I did here is I drew with the mango melody, but I left one uncolored because I wanted to show how it does get kind of lost. So I will probably match it, but I won't take the time now. So I'll just start building, and then you can see. One of the most important things though is when you're doing this, make sure you're not going over here. And there's plenty of space there for me. So sit back and watch, and I hope you are inspired. Okay, so now we are ready to add this piece to it and close it up, if you will. So I have it here, and I can probably just get away with that, but I think I'm going to add a little liquid glue to help make it a little bit wigglier if I have issues with it. So just to seal it up real well, and then we'll have our reveal moment. So you can see how the inside out, it's just like super cute. I love this idea. Now you could line it up this way, or you could line it up down here first. That probably would have been safer. Okay, so now it's all enclosed. So now you have it, you know, like ta-da. So when you open it up, it's like this. So I feel like this is still a little wobbly, so I do have a backup plan, and I probably should have done this a little bit sooner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this down in this piece, and these are cut exactly the same amount, so they should line up perfectly, and this will reinforce it. Ooh, I got a little glue there. I'll have to wipe that off, and then I'll add a little bit more of the tape here, the thick tape, the heavy-duty tape. So you can see it's kind of a little trial and error. This, what is it called? The window sheet. It could be a little thicker. I think it would work a little better if it were, but it works, especially if you double reinforce it. Now let's try that. Oh yeah, that holds up a lot better. So one of the things that she did was to back it, just to make it a little bit more nice. So I have a piece of vellum here. The other one I did cardstock, but I thought with the vellum, it might be lighter weight. I might regret this because glue and everything kind of shows through, but yeah, I kind of don't like that. Okay, so what I will do is pause this and get a piece of cardstock that I'll punch. So I'm back, and I have some of the beautiful purple Posy, and this is a 2 1/4 inch punch. So I'm just going to add this right here real quick so it looks more finished and you don't see so much of that whole thing when you look at the back side. Okay, so of course I don't want to put that in there. Haste makes waste, right? Okay, so I'm happier with the purple Posy background. I thought the vellum I would like it, but I really didn't. So always time to change things up a little bit. So of course we want to have a front here. So when you open this, we want this to open like this. So when you're looking at this card, the front will be here. Now there is a good reason, and I realize now that I didn't quite get this far enough over, but you should try to make sure that I was really careful here. I don't know if you saw that when I was, but then I thought, I don't need to worry about that one. Oh well. Okay, so now we're going to just put in on our layers here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put on for our front this layer, and because it's embossed, it really doesn't show the glue nearly as much as it would if you don't have it embossed. So I'm just going to slide it a little bit around, and that will further dissipate any glue. So just go light on your glue, but I honestly can't see it afterwards, so you really can get away with it because it's embossed. All right, so cue the confetti. I thought this is really cute. This is part of the stamp set. It's called Pattern Play, and I did not initially think I would love it, but I wanted the alphabet dies that it comes with, bundled, and I'm surprised. It's really a fun set. So sometimes we just get a set because we like the dies, and sometimes, you know, when I did the math, It was like $10 or $12 more to get the stamp set, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. All right. So here we have the layered hearts. This was a stamp set that carried over from the spring mini. So all I'm gonna do here is just go ahead, put on this heart, and I think this looks really cute. It's kind of like, okay, I want the recipient to be like, oh, this is pretty, but then they're in for a real nice surprise when they open it up. So this card definitely delivers a surprise factor. So I'm excited to give it as a birthday card. I didn't say anything specific about birthday, but it definitely screams birthday to me. All right, so now we have this. So now it's time to build inside. So here is where we're going to add the beautiful DSP, and this is cut at 4 3/4 by 4 inches. So I did not cover this. You could do that, but I did not. And if you did do it, I would just do a skinny little strip, just so it doesn't really, you don't have to worry about, you know, you got that score line and all. Oh, isn't this beautiful? So just beautiful. Okay, so I'm not too worried about the bulk in there because, you know, it's kind of not laying too flat, but I'm not worried because primarily this will stand up. This is the card you display. So, all right, now all the pieces. So I have die cut these out because I don't think you want to see all that. Ooh, that's my little dot. And I will speed this part up just so you're not like too bored, but you will get the whole scene of what went into this card. So again, sit back and watch the magic. Here we have it now assembled, and the only thing left, and it's doing a great job standing up now with adding the 2 layers. So if you need to do that, keep that in mind. So now what I decided is my inside, my layer that you would normally have in the inside for writing a message, I want it directly behind here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly stamp this. So I'm going to bring in Calypso Coral and my Coastal Cabana. Now all the details about this card, what went into it, the colors, the blends, you name it, dimensions, I will have listed below. So be sure to check that out. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me at mewants3@gmail.com, and I will help you with any questions that I can. And also be sure, of course, to check out Sam's tutorial. She does such a beautiful job. I would aspire to produce tutorials at her level, but she's extremely talented. Okay, so that is all the stamping, and I love what it says, fill the day with all your guilty pleasures. And that's perfect for a birthday. Maybe I could even stamp happy birthday at some point, but I won't. And set this aside, bring in our layer, and just quickly add it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you have any stamping needs, email me at mewants3@gmail.com and I will help you place an order with the host code. So here we are. Isn't that beautiful? So I'll bring in the original, and of course the inside is the outside here, and I will end up actually coloring this, so in the still shots you will see this. So one other color combination that I'm excited to try with this card is using this pattern of paper, and this is with Flirty Flamingo, and you can see there's that Flirty Flamingo color because it's an ombre they did with all these. You can really see it here with all the colors, although Flirty Flamingo isn't listed. All right, so again, I hope you enjoyed this. I will have still shots at the end, so stay for that, and look in the description below for all the details. So here we're going to open this up. So this is what you see on the outside. It's cute, but nothing like the inside for the dramatic look. And I also will mention that I did use the, oh, my mind's drawing a blank, but to make this shiny, I used the Crystal Effects, I guess it's called, on here. So in here, just little details. I think it's just really adds something to it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and happy stamping.